Good morning, traders. Welcome to this week's ELLIOTTWAVE Forex and Cryptocurrency Market Analysis webinar. I hope you all had a great week. It is February. It is the month of love. I hope you have been getting some love in your trading journey as well, making some money. All right, so it is February, as I've already said. The market is taking shape, although rather slowly compared to most years. But we have been looking at some really great setups that we will show shortly when we get started. Last week, you were with Sandile on the weekly outlook, and the last one I did with you was the week before. What you will notice is how we analyze the market almost exactly the same way. That is because we use the same strategy, the Elliott wave principle. We use the same set of rules, guidelines. So we remove the subjectivity of the Elliott wave principle. It's like a formula. We've got a set formula. We know that in the market, if 1, 2, 3 happens, then we are executing a trade because our rules are clear. They are not ambiguous and are straightforward. We make it that easy for our members as well. That's why you will see as we start here, just exactly how we have done that. All right, so as usual, we start with the trade recap of how we looked at the market in the last week, how the market played out, and what the outlook is going into the new week. Right, so before we get started, guys, if you'd like to contact us, you can do so by going to our channel. Under the description of any of our videos, you'll find our contact details. I've got the video here from 6-10 February open here. So if you go under the description, under the More tab, you'll find these contact details. This is the mobile numbers, and this is our links. One to our Telegram channel, our Trading View link. You can follow us there. And our website. Our website is the one that I had open just now. I'll go back to it as well. And then our social media pages, Twitter and Facebook. That's where you can follow us to keep track of the charts that we analyze. Some of this before and after charts that I post here, that we post here, you'll find on our social media pages, and that may help you look at or have a view of how we look at the market. Those are our contact details. So guys, our next course, our first course of the year. So Sandile has already mentioned this in the last week. Our first course of the year starts in the first week of March. What do you get from the course? If you like the way we look at the market, if you like the accuracy that we give here, if you want to see the market the way we look at it, then that course is the way to go, because we teach you from the very basic principles how the strategy works, from the theory of Elliott himself. You know, what we do is we don't just look up this Google and read what Elliott wave is. We have studied the markets. We have studied the book that Elliott himself wrote. One of the books is Nature's Law. It's a very complex book to read if you don't really comprehend it, but we make it simple for you. This is why you probably here watching this, because you see how simple this is. But what you're seeing here is only the front end of a very detailed analysis that is scientific and proven by backup and research. Right. So if you want to learn that strategy, understand it the way we do, then that is the course that we recommend. So just back onto our website, we are running a 40% special for February for all our educational core materials. So if you just want the course and not stay with us and in the subscription, you just check the option there. We've got an option where you can just buy the course and get out of here, and for lack of a better word, or you can buy the course and stay with us according to the plans that we offer. For the full course, you've got we stay with us for a year, and then there's an advanced course where you stay with us for 2 years. So what do you get in those 2 years? Daily, we've got live trading room. Daily, we've got trade setups. Daily, we've got market updates. Twice a week during the London and the New York session. I think I've spoken too much. Let's get right into the analysis for this week. All right. So let's get started. Euro US dollar. What have we said in the last week? We have said that the euro is going to get a deeper pullback. I'm just going to look at this one here. So let's just have a look at the euro. We have been looking at this as an impulsive move. Let's start with the euro and the DXY. We have been looking at this as as an impulsive move. And 2 weeks back on the weekly outlook, we pinpointed that this was going to reverse from around 0950 here, which it did. And then with a move down now to about, let's just have a look here. We've moved down here. I've shown this the week before as well, about 370 pips already, but it seems like we are getting this pullback here. Is that the reversal? Is that the continuation to the upside? Let's just show the analysis from last week and what we looked at. So let's have a look here. So this is this is the weekly outlook from 6th to 10th February, guys. Look at what we said was going to happen. We had the drop. Remember before that, we said it's going to drop from there. We dropped. Last week, we were here. We said, look out for this structure. Look at that yellow structure. It had not happened as yet, and we were looking for that to happen. And now look what has happened here now. We had that structure has now happened. So this is the structure that has now happened. 1, 2, 3. And now we said, we are going to make a move to the downside and we're going to make a pullback. Now, what does this pullback mean? It does not seem complete though, but what this means is that for the next week, we are going to see a short-term upside from the US dollar. So that means rather from Euro US dollar, and that means that we're going to see some weakness on the US dollar. So pullbacks all around across all the US dollar pairs. Expect some US dollar weakness. Is this going to be sustainable? So that is what you cannot confirm right now. We just expect that we're going to get this move. What is likely to happen is that this is a full expanding structure, expanding flat structure that could also do this. We get one more before we go to the upside, but that does not matter for now. For now, what we are seeing is that we've got a move here. We want to at least come and break this level here, and that is the same case here with the DXY. We expect the same thing. We've already made that move to the upside. 1, 2, 3. What do we expect now? We expect that this will likely give us a move back to around this level. Will it then continue to the upside? Then that is what we're not going to confirm now. So for now, we just see that we're going to have that short-term dollar weakness. What does that mean for the rest of the pairs? If I go to pound US dollar, and remind you again of the analysis. So if you watch this, you should be able to make money. I'm just going to go to the pound US dollar timestamp. Let's go to this is the pound US dollar strength from the 6th to the 10th. So have a look at that. Okay, I'm just going to switch that off. Look at what we said of pound on the 6th, and we're going to go and see how that move has now played out. Look at that. We're looking at that as an impulse and a corrective structure. 1, 2, that is the 4th wave that we're looking at. Look at that. So we're looking for that to drop, break that low, and then move to the upside. Let's have a look at how that has played out. So it looks like magic how this plays out, right? So let's have a look. So that is the structure that we looked at on our pound US dollar, that it was going to make a move to the downside and then it was going to make a reversal. We are looking at this bigger corrective structure here. Is that the move? Is that going to be a sustainable move to the upside? That is why we are saying short terms, the US dollar, we should see some weakness, and that means all the pairs that are against the US dollar should see some upside in the coming weeks. So that is pound US dollar. That's what we're looking at. Obviously, US dollar here on US dollar CAD is a base pair, so you'd expect that we're going to have a short-term move to the downside. If you look at the previous analysis as well, we did say that this needs to break this low. Has not broken that low yet, but what we are going to see here is that you have here already a move here in 1, 2, 3 waves. What you are seeing here is another 3-wave move. 1, 2, 3, 1. This one is going to be like this. So here you've got a structure here. Then we're going to be looking for this one to be 1, 2, 3, breaks the low, possibly here, make a bounce back here, and another move, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so these are not just lines that we're doing, it's structures that are backed up by Fibonacci levels as well, which we are not showing here, and also the special indicator that we use to confirm these moves. So short term, we're expecting that US dollar CAD should come and at least break this low here to complete this bigger structure here. Look how simple this looks. It looks easy on the front end, right? Okay, let's have a look here. US dollar chief. Let's have a look at US dollar chief again with the theme of the power of the US dollar pairs being expected to move to the downside. We expect at least one more down. If this is going to make a move to the upside, if you check mine and Sandila's videos over the last 2 weeks, we have been looking at the following: expanding flat possibility. But is this expanding flat going to play out? 1, 2, 3. But even if it's going to play out, we should see one more down here before it makes a move to the upside, at least for this week. That's so we can see if that is going to be the move that plays out. So eventually here, what we are looking for here is the bigger structure here, which is this one here, WX, and then we see a Y here in the bigger degree. So that's what we're looking at here on US dollar chief. I'm on the daily here. So watch out for this short move here in this week. Audi US dollar. Right, so let's have a look at the Audi US dollar. I'm going to go back again now to the 4-hour. So with the 4-hour on Audi, this is what we're looking for. So we're looking for short-term upside. Last week or the week before, we showed that this is a move here. This could have made 1, a 2, and a 3. And if you look at the lower degree here, I'm going to use the yellow here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Everything fits perfectly here. 1, 2, 3. Could it be now that we get another 1, 2, 3, and then we now continue again with the move to the upside? Okay, I didn't draw that cleanly, but then we will now continue with the move to the upside. So that could be the case here for this week. So this 1, 2, 3 is happening here. We could be coming up here, even if this structure does not go all the way from here, because I feel that it needs to be a little bit deeper than that before it goes. So for now, just expect Audi US dollar to push up, at least come break this high here, so we can see if we're going to have that structure. So that's what we're looking at on Audi US dollar, New Zealand US dollar. Again, the same thing here. We also expected in the last week, if you check the video from last week, you'll see that Sandile was saying this is going to come break the low here and make a move to the upside. We have broken the low. Okay, so we've broken the low here, we've broken the top there, so we expect a short-term move to the upside from the New Zealand US dollar ZAR. Okay, US dollar ZAR, as you can see here, we've got the US dollar as the base pair, so expect short-term move back to the 1650 levels here. So we'll be looking for this one to come around that level, so simply because we're expecting US dollar ZAR to give us this structure here. So that's what we're looking at here. That will be the case for US dollar PLN, US dollar SEK, and all those other pairs, but I'm not going to go through those for now. US dollar JPY usually follows the US dollar, as you can see. With US dollar JPY, this is a US dollar pair. Although it is a yen pair, you could be looking at this one to have made a 3-wave move here that is now complete. Okay, so is that the move? And then I'm going to start getting a move to the downside. So let's watch out for that. So we're waiting for the indicator to confirm if we're going to get this move to the downside on the pound yen. Not pound yen, US dollar yen rather. So pound yen from the last week, over the last 2 days, you'll see that it has just been hovering around these levels, building up this structure. And Sandile has indicated last week that you've got this structure. You've got this structure, which is a possibility. Just look at this simple stuff here. We're going to have a move to the upside, and then we're going to have that drop. That is the expectation. So we just want this structure to build. Once it's done, then we can confirm whether we make a move to the upside or not. US dollar, rather euro yen. Similarly, euro yen does not seem to be complete. This structure does not seem to be complete either. So we want to see here this structure build up properly. So what we have so far is this here on the euro. You've got to move to the upside, you've got to move down here. So if I just put in here with a different color, you've got 1, 2, 3 here possibilities for euro to come around this level. Maybe push slightly up because of the strength in the euro becoming this week. We can have that structure. We can have that structure before a move to the downside. Okay, so that is the euro. Don't take any trade here, not clear like the others. So if you remember last week, the analysis was that we are going to make a push. Just look at that video from last week. We said one more up here on chief. Okay, so one more up on chief. That's what we're expecting. We got that one more up here. Is it still going to make a move to the upside? We expect to see at least a little bit more up here. The euro and the chief yen, you should see slight upside before these structures can play out, which are WXY corrective structure here. Okay, so the yens are straightforward, although not quite ready yet for the moves that we want to see. This is CAD yen. CAD yen has also made a what looks like 1-2. Could we have now broken the top and we start seeing CAD yen, which usually follows the US dollar, now start making a move to the downside? Keep an eye on this. We'll watch our indicator to confirm that break to the downside. It's made a nice expanding flat there. New Zealand yen messy structure still here that is still building up here. But I expect that the New Zealand can make a move to around this level. But what we are essentially looking for is for this structure on the New Zealand to make sense, which for now is still in the making, still building. Cannot really do anything about that one. All right, and then we've got Audi US dollar. Perhaps a just slight move to the upside like this before we get a move to the downside, because what you could be having here is a move like this. Let's just have a look here. You could be having here this as a move to the upside, 1, 2, 3. This is a move back here with 1, 2, 3. This is a move up here with 1, 2, 3. Slight move to the upside, and then you look for this to start making a move to the downside. What does that mean? This is a move. This is a move. These are 3 waves up here: W, X, and a Y, and then you start expecting a move to the downside. What does that mean? That means that we could have a slight move to the upside before the drop. Okay, now looking at gold, gold is the opposite or the inverse of the yen pair. So if you're expecting most of the yen pairs to keep on dropping, expect gold to at least make a pull back, whether it is in 3 waves back to about the 1900 here. For gold, that's what we expect to see, at least a move back to that level. We could see gold make a move like this, as indicated last week as well. This pullback before continuation to the upside. Okay, so that is a commodities, and that is gold, and this is now silver. Silver, similarly, we anticipate that we're going to have at least a 3-wave move. These are not strong moves, not much volumes. That's why we don't expect them to go all the way. So that is the expectation with silver as well as gold. Let's have a look here on platinum. Would be a similar case as well. Just expect this one. You can see this is pretty much bearish. I'm not going to go through the rest of the chart to explain why. We're just going to look at this one to at least make a pullback. We'll make a correction. It could make a pullback like this. Could make a pullback like this. Maybe you get a flat corrective structure here. If it makes a flat corrective structure, it will be a nice opportunity to sell it here for further move to the downside. Brent crude oil, we've been talking about the bearish move on Brent crude oil. Okay, so what Brent crude oil is showing us here is that we could have here a structure which looks as follows. You've got a flat, regular flat correction here. You've got 3 waves up, you've got 3 waves down, and then you could be getting another 3 waves to the upside. Where am I getting those 3 waves from? This is 1, 2, 3, and this is a 1, 2, 3, and this will be a 1, 2, 3 here, and that will give you a WXY corrective structure. So if you see Brent crude oil make a move to around 92, does not mean it has reversed. Could be just coming here to drop either way. So all this has completed, and this is ready for a move to the downside. We wait for that confirmation on oil. Okay, let's go to the pound pairs. Pound Audi. All right, so let's have a look at pound Audi. So the pound pairs are still building these corrective structures. So what we have currently here, this is still passing move to the upside. We're building up these structures, still pretty messy for now, where you could have this one doing that, but we could see this one come break the top here, come back down, then we have this one, then completing like this. Okay, so for now, still in the making. That's what we're looking at here. Then you'll have your A, B, C corrective structure here. Okay, so there isn't much trade, so you need to exercise quite a bit of patience in the coming week. We'll wait for these structures to build, especially on the pound pairs. Still pretty messy structures here. All right, now this one is pound New Zealand. Pound New Zealand, let's have a look here. You've got this one as a 1, 2. I'm just showing you the last end of the moves here, okay, without showing you the rest of the structure. So this will be the structure, and it looks like we may have started a move to the downside as well here. All right, so that is pound. Okay, so if you look at a bigger structure here on pound New Zealand, so this is the move. Okay, maybe I should show you this. So this is the move, and this is what we showed last week as well, that we've got a pulsing move. Okay, but before we even get to that pulsing move, let me just show you this one, because I think I'm showing you just one bit of the move here. Look at the structure that we're looking at here. So this is giving you a bit of information here to see why we focus the way we focus. This is a big structure. This is a big structure, all right? And from this, we had this structure here. Got this structure here. Got 1, 2, 3. Got 1, 2, 3. And now we're expecting the same 1, 2, 3 here from pound New Zealand. So that's why you could have here even this structure before it goes 1, 2, 3. I'm on the daily here. makes one more move before it goes to the upside. So that's why it's important to trade this in the lower degree and understand what's going on in the lower degree. And it's important to understand the lower degree after understanding the higher degree. So 1, 2, 3 possibilities here. Move to the upside, break this top, makes a move here before we make a move to the upside. Okay, pound CAD. So pound CAD has made what looks like a three-wave move. So this is a three-wave move here on pound CAD 1, 2. Expect this to consolidate here, makes a move down here before we push to the upside. Then we would have made this a flat correction for a move to the upside. Pound chief. Let's have a look at pound chief. So pound chief seems to be making this structure here. This is like a regular flat. I wanted to look at this as a regular flat, but if it is then a regular flat, this should break this low and make a move to the upside, because what you would have here is now 1, 2, and a 3. Breaks the low here and make a move to the upside. But the theme here for this week is that we see a little bit more downside here. Then we get that confirmation there for the move. Euro pound, messy structure. Euro pound, quite a bit of a messy structure, but it looks like Euro pound has already made the three waves to the upside here with a 1, 2, and a 3. Remember where the move started? We started with this sharp move. This is for all the euros. We started with this sharp move, this pullback, and the three waves, and now it looks like we're getting the three-wave pullback, and this three-wave pullback could be now continuing with a move to the downside. So that's where you need to watch out for this one clearly, closely, for a move to the downside. Euro chief, expect this to consolidate at current levels before making a move to the downside. But what you need to watch out for Euro chief as well is that this would have made 1, 2, 3, and it is now making a three-wave pullback. This one consolidates here, breaks the low here before we start making a WXY corrective structure. So that's why I'm saying most of the structures here are currently in the making. So you want to exercise patience before you execute these trades. Okay, that is Euro chief, Euro CAD. We've talked about how Euro CAD was going to continue pushing to the upside. Okay, I showed 2 weeks ago how we focused the move to the downside, and now the move to the upside, which is already 1,700 pips from the bottom here, just to show you what we mean. But that is 1,700 pips that we focused it. You can just check that from the video from the 6th to the 10th. And now we focused it last week that this will drop here, breaks the low, and make a move to the upside. Does it now continue and make some new recent highs there? That's what we'll be watching out for in the week. The Euro Audi. Okay, just looking at Euro Audi, expect this to be, we've got 1, 2, 3. Let me just show the bigger structure here. So when I show you just the back end, I feel like I'm depriving you a bit of understanding. 1, 2, 3 here, and move to the downside. The bigger structure here is this one. This is the bigger structure that we're looking at here. Right, so 1, 2, 3. Now we dropped, and we're looking for this one to be a three-wave move, and for the continuation to the downside. Okay, so that's Euro Audi, Euro New Zealand. So similarly, Euro New Zealand, we've got here what looks like 3 waves up, 3 waves pullback. We've got another 3 waves to the upside. Let's see if we're going to get to do that on Euro New Zealand. Euro Audi, we've shown this one a couple of times on our trade recaps. So essentially, we've got 1, 2, 3. Strong divergence here. Even if we keep making a move to the upside here, we should see this continue to the downside. Audi CAD, I'm not going to dwell too much on the crosses, but just expect that these corrective structures here, 1, 2, 3, build up here. Then we see continuation to the downside. We've already started with this move here. You get a WXY, powerful structure here, and the move to the downside. You get a blue box as well. Audi Chief. Now looking at Audi Chief, similarly, it has already built this corrective structure here. We've got this one here, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Again, lots of structures building up here. We're going to move to the downside first. All right, New Zealand CAD. So New Zealand CAD, is this now complete We've made a very strong impulsive move to the upside. This is a strong impulse. We are now making this three-wave corrective structure. And with that, you would expect that the New Zealand now start making a move to the upside. So wait on for around this area. Okay, around that area for confirmation for a reversal. We are on the 4-hour here, so just watch out for that reversal. Looks like we're starting it. So if you get an opportunity to take this one around this level, you do that because it looks like we are also on the blue box there as well. Right, New Zealand Chief, similar to New Zealand CAD, we are looking at this 5 waves up, 1, 2, 3, 5 down, 1, 2, 3 up, 1, 2, 3, 5 down here, and we're looking for this one to start the reversal. Do not rush into this if you have not got confirmation for a reversal. Okay, no matter how clear the structure is, you always confirm with the indicator because you cannot look at the market with a naked eye. Now, this one is a CAD. Yen 1, 2, 3 here, 1, 2, 3 there. Expect this one to come break this low here. You can see there's quite a bit happening here in the CAD Chief. 1, 2, 3, and you have here quite a lot happening here. Even running out of colors here. 1, 2, 3, and then a move to the upside, which should have been something like this: 3 waves up, 3 waves down in the green, and these 3 waves here. So that's quite okay. So that's a CAD Chief. CAD Chief, simply this: 1, 2, 3, and I'm just repeating this again: 1, 2, and then you have these 3 waves up, 3 waves up. Then you've got 5 waves down here: 1, 2, 3. Simple WXY corrective structure here. Expect this to stay around these levels for some time before continuation of the move to the downside. Okay, so we'll be watching that closely. Right, so that's that on the Forex pairs, commodity pairs, as well as, yes, that's it. All right, so let's go to the indices, S&P 500. Now, the S&P 500, pretty interesting. 2 things that could happen here. So there are a number of ways to look at this one. You could be looking at this one as a leading diagonal here, which is your 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and your B here, and then this is your C here. Okay, so you've got to have your B here with an extended wave C, and then this one being your 5 wave here, A, B, and C. Now, we need this to confirm that this is an ABC structure. If that is an ABC structure, means the whole correction has ended and we are ready for a move to the upside. But for that to be confirmed, we need to take this out here, because if we get to this level, you find that you simply have a flat correction here. And if that is the case, if you have a flat correction here, that means that that structure is still going to continue lower. So we need to see a convincing break above this level, okay, around this one. So because you want to see that this is not going to make a 3-wave corrective structure as follows: 1, 2, 3. So there are 2 options here where this one could be a WXY. Okay, so is this move ready for it to go, or is it going to give us one more down? For now, I cannot confirm that, but we can confirm that this is going to make a slight move to the upside. At least break this top here. If we consistently break that top and then we confirm, then we're going to see more upside. So let's wait for a little bit more data on that one. Similarly, the Dow Jones Industrial is exactly the same structure. Okay, so exactly the same structure. And you could be looking at this one as a move here. So if this is the move here with 3 waves here, as we've been looking at, 1, 2, 3, this one being a 3-wave pullback here, likely to happen, and then we start seeing a move to the downside. So then it will make another move, just like the S&P 500. We start seeing something like this, and we've got a WXY corrective structure. So it's a very good question whether this downside on the indices, S&P 500 and the Dow specifically, have ended, or are they ready for a move to the upside? Because another alternative here is that this one is again a leading diagonal with A, B, and C here, and then we have already started taking off. If we have started taking off, we want to see this one build the structure here, and we start moving for the upside. This is the option that Sandile showed you last week on the Dow Jones Okay, transportation, I'm not even going to look at that. It's exactly the same structure. Let's go straight to the NASDAQ. Okay, so the NASDAQ is showing the same thing, but again here, we want to see that this is going to just tag the top here. So the theme for this week, what we're looking for is for the indices to continue with their moves to the upside. So let's see what happens when we break that top, because we're going to have, because for now, we could be looking at this one as a 1, as a 2, as a 3. Okay, so if that is the case, we can still get another one here before we go. All right, so let's see here what we're going to get here and move to the upside. Okay, so that is at the NASDAQ, Nikkei. Nikkei, will it continue to push to the downside? So let's have a look at the Nikkei. This structure is still intact, but we expect this one to come around this level. We get a possible move like that. So we've started anyway with this 1, 2, 3. We've got this one as a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's do this one properly. 1, 2, 3 there. WXY structure. It's another 1, 2, 3 waves there. Okay, so if that is the case, we'll be looking for that one. But a slight push to the upside so that the structure can make sense. That's what we're going to be looking for on the Nikkei. Let's have a look here. That's your structure. And in this case here, that is your structure that you'll be looking for. Right, and in this case here, I should be marking this one with yellow to show the degrees the same. So slight push to the upside before it drop to the downside on the Nikkei. Nifty has since made that 3-wave pullback here and has now pushed to the upside. This was a 3-wave structure that we saw on the Nifty. We got an expanding flat here for an entry here on the Nifty for a move to the upside, but it seems to be pretty much corrective to a point where we could be getting this one to pull back here for a deeper corrective structure before it starts making a move to the upside. All right, so that's that on the indices. Let's go to the cryptocurrencies. Nothing has changed from the analysis that we had on the cryptocurrencies on all of them. Let's show Bitcoin bigger structure first before we go into the rest of them. So the bigger structure on Bitcoin that we've been looking at for the last year has been when this was being built, this big expanding flat, where we look for this one to make a move, a reversal like that, to play out that expanding flat. Now the question is the expanding flat playing out? Are we going to see new all-time highs on Bitcoin? That is too premature to tell. What we can tell for now is that Bitcoin should at least now break this top here. If it's going to break this top here, we want to see that it's not making a continuation pattern to see another leg lower before reversing. So for now, short-term upside on Bitcoin, at least until we hit that. If we break that low and that structure is invalidated, what we are going to look at here is that Bitcoin goes back to at least the 40,000 levels before continuation to the upside. But we'll be monitoring that one closely. Ethereum, right? Ethereum, similar structure as Bitcoin. As you can see here, the bigger structure is still the big expanding flat, but we are seeing this smaller one here. Is this the start of upside? Not convincing for now. We may see Ethereum go back to around 2,500. We see one more down before we push to the upside. So not convinced as yet that we're going to see all-time highs here. So I just want to see here, go back to 2,400. One more down before we get the reversal on Ethereum. Litecoin, I have to show you this one on the weekly, because if I show you this structure, you won't see what is going on in Litecoin. So Litecoin, this is what is happening. The bigger structure, big, massive structure here that has been playing out since 2018. And if that structure starts to play out and we start seeing new highs, this is what we're going to see on the Litecoin. So Litecoin looks to be strong here. Any indication of a move to the upside, we're going to expect it to at least come around this level before continuation to the upside. Okay, looks like we're going to have a very strong impulse provided this holds on Litecoin. Let's go back to the lower degrees here on Ripple XRP. Let's go back to the 4-hour. So that is the 4-hour on Ripple. It looks like we have got a 3-wave pullback. We're going to see slight move to the upside on Ripple. Why are we expecting upside? Let's put this on the daily so we can see the structure clearly. Okay, so Ripple, we're expecting that this has made a 3-wave move here, and this one should give us a bit of a move here, a bit of a move to the upside here, so that we can then play these 3 waves here. Breaks the low, back, continuation to the downside. Quite a bit that I've drawn in, so just expect a bit of a move to the upside with the rest of the cryptos for this week before any reversal. We'll be tracking this one, but the bigger structure that we'll be looking at here on the daily is this one. So we can even get back to around the 0.6 area as far as Ripple is concerned. That's all on the cryptocurrencies, and that's all I had for you for this week, guys. If you like our content, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you've not already done so, and give us that bell notification button so you get a notification or an alert the next time we upload a video. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next week. Cheers, everybody. Bye-bye.